Imagine this chicken is your hard drive, and the 80s metal band Dokken is a computer virus. Dokken does not like chicken and wants to destroy it. The chicken, not knowing Dokken's intentions, doesn't really have any feelings either way. Now you have a choice. Would you like to allow Dokken to have its way with your chicken, unleashing a wrath the likes of which the chicken has never seen? Or would you like to deny it?
Whoa, take it easy, bro. This ain't over.
Protect your chicken from Dokken. Deny digital dangers with Norton Internet Security 2010.
Alright guys, today we're going to talk about viruses, but more importantly we're going to talk about malware. What malware is it's anything that can be on your computer that's malicious. So viruses are a subset of malware. So are worms, Trojans, rootkits, among other things. And what a virus is, it's basically a small bit of code, such as run this piece of code, repeat, run this piece of code, repeat, run this piece of code, repeat. And by doing so, it just reproduces itself and loops and loops and loops until all your system resources are consumed and your computer becomes basically unusable. Now, what a virus needs, it needs a trigger, such as a program opening. So if you download a virus, it won't do anything until you open the program which the virus was made for. So if it was made for opening your email, you open up your email and then the virus starts and then you can't stop it, okay? So it always needs a trigger. Now that's the one thing about viruses. So if you treat it before you actually notice it, you're much likely to remove it without it affecting your computer. Now from viruses, we're going to move on to worms. Now worms are actually a lot harder to detect because it doesn't slow down your computer quite noticeably and quite as rapidly as a virus. A worm, it is a small piece of code that you download, let's say from an email or if you download something on the internet, it might be attached to it. And basically what it does, it reproduces itself over many computers. So it gets on your computer and then it is sent through your network connection to the next computer and so on and so forth, and it reproduces itself many times but over many computers, right? Now the thing about worms is they're basically used to consume network bandwidth, and usually they do have a function that they run in the background. Okay, every worm is different, but the problem about worms is you can't see in front of your eyes usually what's happening. It's usually something that's behind the scenes. Now, aside from worms, there's something called a Trojan. It's something that disguises itself as being something else. So you could download a Word document or something from your email, an attachment, and then you find out that it's actually something really nasty on your computer. So the main thing about Trojans is you have to scan all your email attachments and your downloads and verify that they are from credible sources before putting them on your computer. You never know what they can be, but the main thing is they disguise themselves as being something else. Now rootkits are basically, it has a similar concept as a Trojan. A rootkit is your operating system, so basically the way that you use your computer, but something small in that operating system has been changed. So it looks and it feels like you're using your operating system, but it's not exactly. So in rootkits there could be things like keyloggers that actually capture your keystrokes and your details as you go on. And you're unable to see it because to the naked eye, it doesn't look like anything's happening. But the thing with rootkits is because it always has a little tiny bit added on, you can always detect the performance difference if you have an evaluator tool. The last thing that I'll go into in this video is spyware. Now spyware is the most prolific type of malware that we encounter in our day-to-day lives now. Used to be viruses and now it's spyware. So what spyware does, it pretty much gathers all your personal information that you use and then it sends it off to a third party. So the problem is on your computer you could have hundreds of different companies that have injected spyware into your computer, and every time you do something in relation to that company, it's being sent to that company and they're tracking with that company. So you can see how cheeky these companies can be. Now, what you need in order to overcome all these type of nasties that are coming onto your computer, some antivirus, some anti-spyware. If you want to be very secure, you'd have an email scanner as well. Or basically nowadays we have security suites, which are 10 or so tools that are put in together, and they actually go against your rootkits, your worms, your Trojans, etc. So there are a lot of tools out there. As you saw at the beginning of the video, I did put a Norton advertisement up. Not endorsing Norton, but I did just think it was generally a funny little advertisement. The problem with these security suites or these all-in-one programs is they're more like a jack-of-all-trade programs, and also the fact that you're putting something on your computer that's constantly scanning your computer in itself can slow down the computer. So I say a lot to my students that having Norton is actually worse than having the virus in the first place. So I have smaller, more specialized programs. I would tend to lean towards the free ones because they are great for what they are. If you've got something like AVG on your computer, which is a free antivirus scanner, you're unlikely to, it really does pick up everything because even the free ones are updated with the new nasties that are out. What I'm going to show you now is how popular these antivirus tools are. People do lean towards the free ones, and I think that is actually for a good reason. Now, a good thing about AVG is it does have a free edition, and then it has an edition you can pay for, which obviously has additional features. So basically this video was just a small introduction to seeing the difference between spyware, Trojans, rootkits, worms, viruses, and the fact that all these things are a type of malware. And once again, malware is anything that is malicious and can harm your computer. Alright, thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.